guys, welcome back or welcome to the channel. If you're new, it's Sahara. So today I'm going to be DIYing two Dollar Tree gift boxes. And before you guys say anything, don't you worry, we are doing another Dollar Tree dollhouse, but I just wanted to put in another DIY. I also picked up this Pick Your Poison sign from the Dollar Tree this year, which I really love that. I think it's so adorable, and it goes with the Apothecary bottles that I have. And then I also picked up the complete Apothecary anthology gift box. Not that I needed another gift box because I have more than enough, but I like this gift box because it actually has all of the Apothecary bottles on the front of it. So I thought it would be perfect for this cabinet box that I'm going to be creating, because you guys know when you see a lot of these Apothecary cabinets, people already have cabinets, mini cabinets or larger sizes. So I'm going to be doing this based off the gift boxes that are cheap, easy to buy, and these are all of the ones that I've had that I picked up last year. I bought way too many of them. I got excited when I seen all of the different designs. I started grabbing up each sizes because they come in about 4 different sizes. Since this is about Apothecary bottles, let's just finish going through the ones I have. I found this one at the Dollar Tree last year. Again, this orange one as well, and the top broke off of it, but oh, by the way, I am showing you guys that you can insert something in there, but I am going to glue it on later. And then I also found these 4 different Apothecary bottles at the Dollar Tree as well, and they actually brought these 4 back at 1 or 2 of the Dollar Trees that I've seen. I love like these stickers on them. It's just really the stickers that really get you, but the different shapes of the bottles can get you as well. Last year I created and DIY'd some Apothecary storages and then bottles as well. And this was one of the storages that I created with the orange and brown. And then I also rolled up some paper, wrote some stuff on there, twined it, twined it to make it look, you know, vintage. And I put some moss in here. So I will link that video. And then these 4 bottles right here, these were also the ones that I got from the Dollar Tree. I didn't see these little miniature bottles this year, but I think you can buy them on the Dollar Tree's website. And then this was the next storage Apothecary bottle thing that I DIY'd in that same video. And I also DIY'd this Scully tin Apothecary bottle right here that I love. This is my favorite bottle that I've created, and I've also seen, because I put a lot of thought and effort into this one. There's 10 of these skull things in there. I also added a miniature Apothecary bottle to it too. I really love that one. And then there's also 2 more Apothecary bottles that I DIY'd, like this Eye of Newt, and then bones and wing dust things. I think that was the next one. And then the holder itself says potions on one side and poisons on other side, or poison on the other side, and then it's filled with different things. And then these are the last 4 miniatures that I got. So let's get started on this first option for a gift box turned into an Apothecary cabinet. I'm going to be cutting the skeleton's head off of these little Halloween Mardi Gras necklaces and using that as to what I'm going to wrap and close up the book with. Most people at this part would probably use like a button to close it off, but I'm just going to be using what I have and also what was available at the Dollar Tree. These are Dollar Tree DIYs, and like I mentioned before, I need to start using more Dollar Tree products. I also found this at the Dollar Tree this year as well. It's brand new. This is Halloween leather, and they had, I think, about 2, 3, or 4 of them. I bought 2 different designs, but I love this one because it says fortune teller. It's just like that purple tone that's going to go really well with the book. I am also going to be taking this twine that I got from the Dollar Tree as well. You can use floral wire, but this twine is just going to give a better overall look. I'm going to be gluing strip halfway across the book flap under the leather that I'm going to be gluing on top of that. Then of course going ahead and cutting the excess off. And of course, as you're gluing things down, just make sure that it can close, because I put it way too close to the inner part, so I had to cut a little bit of excess off just to make sure that it closed right. Oh, and I did show it, but this is the other leather that I got. It says Hocus Pocus and all of that different stuff. I think I'm going to wait until my Dollar Tree dollhouse to use it. I might use it in that house. I'm not too sure. For this next part, I'm going to be creating shelves using popsicle sticks. And just like the one I used in the Hocus Pocus Sanderson Sisters Dollar Tree Dollhouse Cottage that I created, I bought one of those bookshelves, the wood one that you guys seen me insert in here. And I'm just trying to measure it up to make sure that it's the right size, that it's going to be able to fit in there. But I'm going to be gluing 3 of these popsicle sticks together. So I did 3 popsicle sticks for 2 shelves and 1 like cutoff. So it's two different sizes at the bottom. Because what I'm gonna try to do for this, and it's gonna be a little bit of a fail, but we're gonna still make it work, is I want to do a door. So a door that you would be able to open and look at the apothecary bottles in there as well. But it did not work out, so we're gonna definitely have to switch it up. I took inspiration from the fence that I DIY'd last year, the Halloween fence. That was like Michael's dupe. It was a different brand at Michael's, but you guys know how Michael's have like those Halloween sets, so it was like a dupe like that. And I was taking inspiration from that, how I was able to open and close the fence. I was gonna do it for the door using the Halloween Mardi Gras necklaces, but it did not work out to attach it that way. It was just gonna fling wide open and no. So anyway, scratch that. What I did instead was I went off camera. I took apart the 3 popsicle sticks and then I cut one of them in half so that it could be a little square in the middle. I'm going to use that as the window, and I'm just going to take some plastic to glue it on the opposite side to make it look like you know, a window with a door. And then I'm just going to glue it at the top so it'll be able to open from the bottom like a flap. This little miniature right here is that the devil, or what's that little thing from that skeleton from Billy and Mandy? From Billy and Mandy, that the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. What was the Grim Reaper? That's what it was. This is the Grim Reaper, and instead of putting an apothecary bottle in there because it can't open right, I'm just going to put him in there because he'd be taller than the apothecary bottles that I was going to put in there anyway. And since the door can't open right, I'm just going to set him in there instead. And I should have did that first, but I didn't think of it until after. Next step is to add the door handle with the little key. And I got this little door, miniature dollhouse door handle from Temu. It is very small, but it works. Unfortunately, the handle on it does not move and the key does not turn, but it does come with a little miniature key that I am going to just glue inside the keyhole. To paint all of the wood, I'm going to be using Apple Barrel Territorial Beige, Beachcomber Beige, Khaki, and I think I'm going to mix in a little bit of the purple and a shade Concord Grape just to paint all of the wood pieces that I should have painted prior to gluing so it didn't get inside the gift box, but it's okay because we're going to do put a lot of little knickknacks in there later. You guys have seen so many times by now that the Dollar Tree has these little rub-on transfers. So I'm going to be taking this one that has the apothecary bottles, and I'm going to be using that above the door window. And it's so cute because it has the different sizes. It also says some stuff on there. It has black dots around it, and then that feather right there, I did just keep it in there. I didn't cut it out, but it doesn't come with one. I am also going to be cutting out this cat. Now he's going in the back, and no, he does not have a hat. For the mini apothecary bottle that's going in that bookshelf, I am going to use a ghost rub-on transfer. And then I'm going to put some white glitter inside of that. Putting that off to the side right now, I have this large skeleton head, skull head, and then I also have the skeleton hand that I got from the Dollar Tree. Both of these I got from the Dollar Tree last year. So I'm just going to be gluing them in the inside. I'm just trying to fill this up as much as possible using all of the little miniatures that I have. The bookshelf is going to get glued onto the same shelf as the skeleton's head because I'm also going to be putting those miniature books that I used in the Sanderson Sisters cottage. I'm going to be putting some of the other books from that 12-piece miniature book set in the front of this apothecary bottle. I still have some more of those sticker gems that I got from the Dollar Tree. They're so pretty. They just like go with everything as long as the color is matching. But this one is purple and it's going to fit perfect in that section. For the next thing I'm putting in there, I still have some more of those tall DIY bottles that you could turn into apothecary bottles in the craft section from the Dollar Tree. I still have a lot of those left. So I'm going to be adding purple glitter in this one. I'm going to be doing like a whole little purple witchy section in there, but you guys will see it as I continue to build onto it. Gluing one of those purple skull heads onto the top of the cork, and then taking some of the twine and wrapping it around the neck of the bottle. Is that what it's called? then gluing it directly in there. I don't think I'm going to use a rub-on transfer for that. But for the side of the door, boxed in, I'm going to be taking this, what is this called? One of those fortune teller crystal balls, since it has purple in it, and I'm going to be using that on the side of the door. Then taking one of those already made potion bottles, it says unfiltered poison, and it has a skull head with skeleton bones on it. And I'm going to be putting it on the same shelf as the bookshelf with the skeleton right next to it. I thought it fit perfect since they both have the skeleton heads, of course. Now we have the Jibbitz that I still have. I have a bunch of these Jibbitz buttons that go in Crocs that I mentioned before. And I have a lot of purple ones. And this purple one is of the Sanderson sister, Mary. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take twine and put an X, glue an X in the front of that section. And then glue Mary's face onto the front of it. And this is how it looks, and it's holding up very well, and it does end up holding up very well, just gluing it to all of the different sections. And make sure that the twine is tightly glued up there so that it doesn't hang Mary's face from the front of it. And then I'm also going to be adding this gibbet that has a book to it, a skeleton's head to it, and I think the candle. I think that this also came in that Hocus Pocus set, because I think that that's supposed to be the black flame candle up there, even though it's not black. I also have this purple owl gibbet that's going to go in that same section. And then I don't think I got it on camera, but I did glue the cauldron back there because the cauldron has the purple in it, so you'll be able to see it when I show it up close. But not only am I making sure to just add as much as possible so it's filled up in here, but I'm also trying to hide some of the glue, because you know, once this glue dries, it does not dry clear. It has like a white type of tint to it. And then also I'm trying to hide the parts where I did peel up some of the glue that likes to drip, and it ripped the gift box. On that middle shelf, I am going to be gluing this gibbet that says Love Potion, because I do have this bottle, this little mini apothecary bottle that is in the same type of curvy shape as that. So I'm also going to be adding some pink glitter in there and gluing that to that same shelf. And then this little mini ring spider that I got from the Dollar Tree in their party section Halloween set. I'm going to be gluing that on that same shelf, but sticking it behind that skeleton hand, and then I'm going to end up painting it black. I wanted certain things to glow, and I forgot that I had this folk art neon paint. Now, unfortunately, this neon paint is like the worst because it only glows under a black light flashlight, and you can't like really tell unless you're in person. It doesn't have like a lasting glow, so you have to keep the light on it. So this is gonna be a fail. But then I remembered that I do have this glow in the dark spider web that when you shine your black light flashlight on top of that, it does have a lasting glow. So I'm gonna stick it in there with the Grim Reaper so that he can glow in there. He better glow, girl. And then I'm also gonna stick it around certain other areas inside this apothecary cabinet. You could totally skip this last part, but just to be extra, I still have some of this fabric ribbon, and I love this fabric ribbon. It is like the best, but that I'm just going to stick around the interior edges just to cover up that brown, and stay until the end so you can see the finish and results. Now moving on to the second option, I'm going to be using the Witch's Book of Spells, and I did not plan on doing this, but I was like, I need to do a second one. I just want to use as many of these boxes before I give half of them away. So I have this posted book. It's a post-it notebook, and then I also have this book from Staples, and they both gave me the idea to create like a little type of mini notebook that you can personally use that's still going to be decked out for Halloween, but it can still be used. I do have another one of these potion bottles, and this says Witch's Brew, so I'm going to be using that potion bottle in here. Now for this one, I'm only going to be doing one shelf and only using 2 popsicle sticks because of course this book is a little bit smaller. And then sticking that Witch's Brew bottle onto that shelf, gluing it on. For the part that you can slide paper in, I'm going to be taking these index dividers, and I like these plastic ones because they have like the little extra insert for paper on there. I did plan on inserting a pencil, but I don't think I have like a pencil small enough for it right now. Maybe as I do more drawing videos on my drawing channel and use up some of that pencil, I'll stick one in there some other time. And of course, as you're gluing it on, only make sure to glue it on the three sides, not the top one where you're going to insert the paper at. Common sense. So this book is also going to get one of those skull heads on the outside of it so I can wrap the twine around. I am just going to glue the orange one, but I'm going to paint it later to kind of match with the beige vibes of the book. And then I'm also going to go ahead and glue it to the Apothecary bottles that I'm going to put some stuff in as well. This is that new floral moss that I got from the Dollar Tree, and this brown color is so nice to put in the inside of the bottle. I didn't like it around the dollhouse when I did it because, like I said, they did change up the floral, but it looks really nice inside of a bottle, which lets me know that this type of floral moss would look good inside of like a fake planter if you had one. And then for the next bottle, I'm going to be using some more of that glow web and sticking that in there because that is what's going to glow inside of this box. Another one of those sticker gems, and this is a silver tone one, and it is so pretty up there. I love these because they kind of mimic a mirror without actually being a mirror because I couldn't find like a mirror sticker. For the rub one transfer in here, I'm going to be using this cauldron one. It's so nice because it has like the orange bubbles in there that's going to go nice with the orange Apothecary bottle tops. I also decided to use one of these spider and spider web rub one transfers in a book, but it didn't even show up. I didn't even think about it that the web and the spider is black, so it wasn't gonna show up. I should have like painted a little bit of silver highlights in it to make it look like something. It just looks like it got scraped up or a sticker was left over, but anyway, that's whatever. On the front of the bottle with the web that glows, I added a ghost, and on the front of this one with the moss, I added a feather. Now I'm going to be taking those two apple barrel matte paints and just painting the wood these two colors. I'm going to be taking one of these silver skeleton heads that I got from the Dollar Tree last year. This is just glitter, and I'm going to be putting it on the top shelf. I'm going to rearrange it and put the Apothecary bottle in the middle and glue the skeleton to the other side. And then I also wrapped some twine around just one of the Apothecary bottles that I DIY'd with the feather on the front, and I'm going to glue that at the bottom. One is going to go towards the back by the cauldron, and the other one is going to go up front on the opposite side because I did not put the cauldron, unfortunately, in the center because I was still kind of trying to show it on camera, so it's off center, so I'm just going to put one on one side and one closer to the front. I have this Patrick notebook that I got years ago. I don't even know where I got this from, but it has a mini pin in there, and I was going to see if it would slide through that little hole where I was going to put the pen or the pencil at, but it did not fit. And again, like I said before, I don't have like a little small pencil that could fit in there. So I'm just going to do something else later, but for now I'm going to be folding printer paper. Just got a few sheets of printer paper folded in half and sized it up to the flap of the book, making it a little bit smaller so it fits more into the box instead of on the outer part because it still has to close. So I just stapled the outer part so that they stick together. And I did take hot glue and I was trying to stick it in there, but whenever you like move the paper around, because again I wanted to kind of put it in like as a notebook, something that would be writable, the glue did not work. And I didn't want to do like the E6000 glue just in case it stuck on there and it wasn't right. So I went for the hot glue, and the hot glue just kept like drying out and then it wouldn't stick. So I'm going to end up using twine to help it stick later. But just to give you an idea of what I was kind of going for. For the extra sheets of paper that I cut, I'm just going to slide them in that flap. And this is also where I said, you want to leave that little part at the top open so that you'd be able to slide a little note paper in there. And then for the skull head on the outside, I already painted it those beige colors. And now I'm just going to take the black to just put back in the eye color, the nose, and on the side of the cheeks where it hollows out the cheekbones. Or the bones in general, there are no cheeks. Last year for my Apothecary DIY, another thing I did was I took some regular printer paper, cut it up, rolled it up, then tie the twine around it. I wrote the Apothecary words on there like witch's brew, and then I used like some watercolor paint, which it wasn't watercolor, it was just like paint that from the paintbrush inside the dingy, nasty looking water, and then I brushed it on there to give like this vintage look. I did want to do that to these papers as well, just like one of them, the front, so it looked like it started off like very like vintage and witchy looking. And I'm doing that here, but it did not come out how I wanted to, like it did last year, so that's just not gonna work out. Another thing that did not work out for this DIY, but it's okay, you know, still go get around it. But I'm just gonna take one of those that I DIY'd last year and just glue it to the front where I was gonna insert that pencil at. I almost forgot to mention, but that floral, well, the moss that was inside that other Apothecary thing that I DIY'd last year, I did take some of the moss out of that and stick it onto here. I just felt like it was missing something, so just a little bit. And this is how the skull head came out. Like I said, hollow out those bones, the cheekbones. And then for the twine, I had to make sure it closed because I had to change where I placed it at in the inside. So on the previous one, again, I did place it across the inside and then I put the leather on top of it. But on here, I couldn't do that. So instead, I tried to glue it along the bottom half and it didn't want to close. So I actually ripped a little bit right there, you'll be able to see. And instead, I placed it a little bit higher, a little bit on the outer part. And then I put a rub-on transfer of a crow up there to hide the glue. Now's the part where I said I'm going to take the twine instead because the sheets inside, it was not sticking with the hot glue. And again, I did not want to use the E6000 glue because that would just like rip everything. So instead, I'm going to take the twine halfway through and then tie it on the outer part of the book. But I am going to have to glue the twine to the outer part of the book, but it's still going to look pretty good. The more twine you have right there, the more vintage it's going to look anyway. And that is it for these two Dollar Tree DIY Apothecary box cabinet and book of spells turned into your very own notebook. And how cute is this a leather right here? Potions, elixirs, fortune teller, Papa Cafu, voodoo, sidekick, Asylum. Oh, I really like this one. I didn't even like really Madam Ella. I didn't really like take a look at it until just now. Blackbird. I really love the detail in that. And then of course we could check out the detail that I put into these things. I'm loving this like pop of purple. I've been like really into purple lately. I don't know what it is. I'm in more into like lavender, or not lavender, lilac type of purple. Oh my gosh. And by the way, on that cauldron Jibbit, it does say Wicked Vegan in purple, and then the inside is green. So the green kind of ties into like the neon that I'm gonna show you guys, the glow in the dark. Moving on to your very own Halloween notebook. I tied this one up pretty good because I had a hard time just undoing it. But of course with the notebook pieces, like I said before, make them smaller so they fit more inside the book so it's not you know, the book can close. And of course, with the twine right there, you'll just be able to flip through without the glue getting in the way. And it is still removable, of course, you know, just take your time removing the glue. But I love the inside of this one. It's definitely more toned down, not as busy as the other one. And that's why I said something like this would still be good for a Halloween notebook because it's not too much. Just make sure that if you were to use these as something that you would carry around, E6000 glue these pieces. Don't just hot glue because they will go flying if it falls. My blacklight flashlight is from Amazon. I got it a couple of years ago. It's really bright, really excellent quality. It's just the purple light that will help your glow in the dark products shine really bright. Some glow in the dark products actually allow you to use like a regular flashlight or even your phone light, but some do have to light up with a blacklight flashlight, so I would definitely recommend getting one. I think mine was about $15 and you can see it's glowing. I'm actually using my phone camera because these regular cameras like the DSLR camera and the selfie camera that I have, they don't pick up in the dark very well, so I had to use my camera and it's not showing up as bright as it is in person. So just know that if you do get something like this in person, it's gonna shine pretty bright, but the light will dim out eventually, like the glow part.